Hello there, and welcome to my social pathology video, by which you understand underlying mechanics of social problems, and also by which you can reconfirm your life direction. This time, I would like to discuss a very recent Japanese murder case, Tachikawa Escort murder case, in which a female escort was stabbed to death by 70 times. My name is Dr. Samurai, a professor specialized in international social pathology and an active prison counselor of 20 years experience. As usual, I would like to introduce some brief general information first, and then would like to move on to our main discussions. You ready? Let's start. This Tachikawa case. What happened is like this. We have escort services called delivery health, in which a man goes to the office, check the escort catalogs and choose one, pay money, and go to a nearby hotel. Checked in first and wait in the room. Then escort lady comes later on by knocking the door and provide their sexual services. But we are not allowed to have sexual intercourses in Japan, so normally they do it by some other ways. But anyway, this 19-year-old young man used this escort service for the first time. He chose a girl from a catalog, checked in and waiting, and the 31-year-old lady came up into the room. But his actual motive was to commit the suicide by forcing the escort to die with him, and to record by setting a secret camera in a hotel room. As soon as he mentioned that, she of course rejected it. Arguments continued, and she finally called the office, which is very close by in the building, and she said this is voyeuring, which was supposed to be some kind of code that they used in case the customer was strange or dangerous. By the time one employee rushed to come by, she was already stabbed to death by 70 times, especially around her breast area, and she was still wearing her panty. The employee encountered the young guy on the hallway trying to run away, but he was still holding a cooking knife about the size of 20 centimeters, which is like a little bit 2/3 of 1 foot. And he was stabbed by the knife, which was so deep as to reach his bowel. And he is still unconscious in a hospital ICU. All his moves was recorded by the security cameras planted everywhere, within the hotel, on the streets, at the station, and so on. So it was very easy to identify him. So the very next day, when he got off of his scooter along the river road, police officers who were patrolling to look for the guy came up to him and asked, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "I am just enjoying riding around." Police asked, "Did you do it?" And he admitted, "Yes, I did that." Regarding stabbing that male and later on he admitted having killed the female escort. Although more details are coming up later on, he already disclosed that motive was to die together with the escort, filmed to record the dying scenes, whom he met for the first time. Now, I'd like to move on to our main discussions. Why did this young man at the age of 19 stabbed 70 times after she rejected to commit suicide with him? Although his initial motive was that murder-suicide, he also mentioned he was motivated to do that after watching a video about murders. And he also allegedly telling the police many complaints about the society, including teachers at the school he attended stuff to. What do all these pieces of information mean? The main value I would like to provide you today is only those who missed a close relationship with mothers during a critical period of the first 3 years of life are substantially influenced by violent movies and violent games. I know this topic has been a big topic for a long time whenever atrocious incident happens. And there are scholars that strongly appeals that the more the people watch the kind of dangerous movies or play the kind of dangerous games, the more susceptible they become to acting out such violent acts. I think this is more true in the United States. Although this time I believe this young man for some reason missed physical contacts and warm, close, loving relationship mainly by his mother. Japanese society has been pretty much based on family unit, in which individual lines are more fuzzy. So, interfering with the children's territory could very easily happen in our culture. In general, the distance between children and parents is much closer. I mean, it used to be in a traditional Japanese culture. But now, nuclear families are more popular, and it is well known that the fathers come home late from work. Only things they say is, "You studying hard?" Stuff like that. No emotional communications. Also, mothers are stressed out because husband do not come home to join the family life. So they have tendencies to release their frustrations to their children. So time has changed. But again, originally, distance among family members is more close than distant in the culture of Japan. While in the United States, it is more normal to have babies sleep alone in their own rooms while parents sleep together on the same bed. So, because of that cultural difference, there's higher possibility that early physical contact and early close loving relationship are missed in American culture in general. So because of that, neglect could happen more easily in American culture than in Japanese culture. So here comes that scholars' theories that you watch more violent videos and play more violent games, children get susceptible to violence. But again, the main value here today is regardless of Japan or America, those who were neglected very early could not develop strong emotional ties with their mothers. And that extends to other people in the society later on. It is in such cases that violent movies and violent games could affect substantially when children have that solid emotional basis earned during the critical period. How many times they watch those violent movies and violent games, they know they should not cross the line, and those movies and games work as a way of releasing their frustration. I mean, they work positively. But when kids don't have that emotional ties and emotional developments in early childhood, that violence straightforwardly enters in their brain because it is more hollow, lack of love they missed during the childhood. So, getting back to this Tachikawa Escort stabbing murder case, this 19-year-old young man somehow missed that establishing such close emotional ties with their parents. And that is the reason why he was motivated by watching the videos about murders. And it is also confirmed by all those complaints he is releasing police investigators. Those neglected, they could not enter human society. So they are always looking at the world that he could not enter with strong envy. And they see more vividly and clearly the faults of the society. That's why he is criticizing about Japanese society and the school systems and teachers and so on. But one other value is the fact that he did not commit suicide after murdering that female escort means he could shift from committing suicide to hurting others. That means he had some kind of oppressive forces in addition to the neglect in his early childhood. So I analyze that his early childhood background was with oppressive unnatural forces, probably by his father, and neglect caused by lack of close loving relationship by mother for some reason. This is my conclusion. If you like this kind of discussions, please click that red Dr. Samurai logos that shows up in the end. And up until next time, please have a peaceful time. Okay, bye bye now.